Good morning, Lakeside, and welcome back to the next episode of the RAM Review. Coming up.
Hot Springs is the #1 tourist town in Arkansas for a reason.
Commentary on Hot Springs.
There's so much to do here, and we'd love to see you soon.
What's your advice to those people?
A PSA about smoking.
I don't know, it's been really tough for me just going through school and
A segment on
being
dyslexia.
able to...
I've been dancing since kindergarten. I started back
Kevin.
You know what you could be doing instead of that?
It's my food, it was given to me, and I have a right to eat it however I want. And he's like, I see you when he's like the one. The big one, meshy.
Second. Alright, let's make like a, let's do it.
Wait. Let's go.
What's up?
It's a boys. You want to get Be or not. What about the airplane food, huh?
So what's the airplane food?
Hey, look under there, Ella. Look.
The RAM Review.
Go to RAM Review. RAM Review.
The RAM Review.
The RAM Review. RAM Review. On the RAM Review.
RAM Review.
Go to RAM Review. The RAM Review. Go to RAM Review.
And welcome to the pilot episode of the RAM Review. Girls soccer practice begins soon. Visit room 209 for a detailed schedule. And now, we'll take a nice look around our city of Hot Springs.
Hot Springs is one of the many tourist towns in Arkansas. But why visit here? What's so great and amazing about this town? Hot Springs is named after the hot springs that come out of the water, just like this. The Native Americans believed that they had healing properties. Today, you can bathe in one of the many bathhouses and get your sense of hot springs. Arkansas is known as the natural state, and that is very evident with all the hiking trails we have here. This is the promenade in downtown Hot Springs, and it is a beautiful place to spend your afternoon. Hot Springs is the #1 tourist town in Arkansas for a reason. From shopping to swimming, there's so much to do here, and we'd love to see you soon.
Now I understand why there's so many tourists. The 2020 trip to Hanamaki, Japan will begin soon. Visit Mr. Balcom for more details. And now, we get to take a look at the new epidemic that's sweeping the nation, vaping.
Got that filter blend.
Deeply in.
Losers, duh.
It's the 7th death, together with hundreds of illnesses, recently linked to vaping.
Only on CBS this morning, the CEO of Juul Labs.
What's your advice to those people?
Don't vape. Don't use Juul.
Don't smoke. It's a joke. Anyone looking to join football? I'm not, but maybe you are. Visit Coach McBride or Coach Jolly for more details. And candy cane grams are for sale outside the cafeteria until Friday the 13th. Get them while they're good. And now, let's see what life would be like if you couldn't read.
Reading is a huge part of our everyday lives. It's a skill we learn at an early age and use daily, but for some people, reading isn't an easy task. Dyslexia is a disorder that affects the areas of the brain that process language, making it more difficult to read or write. This makes school especially difficult for people struggling with dyslexia, since most aspects involve reading or writing in some form or fashion.
Dyslexia to me is a struggle to be able to keep up with my peers and to be able to understand and comprehend reading material.
I don't know, it's been really tough for me just going through school and not being able to read as fast or, just process things as quickly as some of the other students, and it's definitely something that I've wrestled with all my life.
Dyslexia is a neurological condition in the brain that makes hearing sounds and words difficult. It's a language-based disorder. Approximately 1 in 5 people have some characteristics of dyslexia. So that could range from being very mild, where they really read pretty well, but maybe it just shows up in their spelling and in their writing. But if you have more severe dyslexia, learning to read can be a very difficult process taking years. So it is very, very common. Most people with dyslexia have a family history of it.
I'm unable to read like textbooks kind of material fully and comprehend it well. It will take me like much more time than a normal person.
I thought that it was my fault, like while I was like, oh, like it's my fault that I'm failing this class. And then people started, like my teacher started to realize that it wasn't my fault.
Reading is a very foundational life skill. And if you are a student sitting in class and you are intelligent, you know you're intelligent, but reading is so difficult for you compared to all of those around you, and they just seem to pick it up really easily, it can be very difficult.
It haunts me every day. Like, it's biting me pretty good, but.
Just miscommunication is really a big thing, where you're trying to do one thing, but your words won't come out in the way that you want it to do. So it really just messes up everything for you.
It is not related to cognitive ability. So there are gifts and strengths that people with dyslexia have that are often very advanced compared to their peers. They can be very creative thinkers. They can be very strong in science. They can be brilliant and still have trouble learning to read.
Maybe that student isn't just lazy. Maybe that student isn't just not trying. Maybe they're actually having trouble.
To someone who doesn't have it, and it varies between people, it's like basically you're required to have a race. Everybody has to take a race, but there's some people who has no legs or like one leg or amputees. So sometimes they'll give you a crutch, but you still have to run.
The Lakeside Fishing Team monthly meeting is one you won't want to miss. And now for a nice little commentary on gaming.
In today's world, the demographics of gaming is changing from recreational to competitive. Due to this change, professional competitive gaming, known as esports, is a real sport. Let me put this into perspective. It's overtime, your mind is in the zone. You see someone from the opposing team with the ball speeding towards your direction near the goal. You rush him and knock the ball from his control, now to yours. With a boost of speed, you shoot for the goal and successfully win the game for your team. This is a common scenario of a video game known as Rocket League, not the game known as soccer. Professional esports prize pools can range from $50 into the millions. A large pool pushes these teams, who have proven to be the best of the best, to be even more competitive than regular sports like baseball or football. This is because in regular sports, win or lose, everyone gets paid. In esports, you need to be on top of your game at all times to get the highest payout possible. Many have pointed out that the common definition of a sport is an activity involving physical action and skill, in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Competitive gaming hits every single one of these points. In competitive games, your skills need to include incredible hand-eye coordination and precision. On the physical side, you need to physically put stress into your hands through constant training and practice. Players have even been known to break fingers due to the stress from this physical training. In conclusion, due to its incredibly large competitive format, physical stress, and set of required skills, gaming in esports is just as much of a sport as playing a game of football.
Are you tired of being stressed? Would stress-relieving activities like yoga, coloring, and talking through your problems benefit you? Well, wait no more. Come to our informational meeting about our new Stress Relief Club on December 12th during ILT.
Do you love Horton and Steelman? Of course you do. We all do. If you're looking to hear them, then show up to the Cookie Christmas Cabaret on Friday the 13th. And make sure to sign up for the Lip Dub. Thank you all for watching. This episode of the RAM Review was sponsored by Relyance Bank.